Parallel and perpendicular lines. Parallel lines have the same gradient but different y-intercepts. So what we're looking for here when we're looking for parallel lines is that they have the same gradient. Perpendicular lines meet at 90 degrees. So if we've got two lines like so that meet at 90 degrees, those are perpendicular. To find the gradient of a perpendicular line, you flip the first gradient and change the sign. Suppose two perpendicular lines have gradient m1 and m2. So let's suppose this one has a gradient m1, this one is m2. Then it is always the case that m1 times m2 is equal to -1. Rearranging this gives m2 is -1 over m1. And this is what we were talking about here with flip the gradient and change the sign. So the gradient of the second line is the negative reciprocal of the first. So if you have a gradient of 2/3 for m1 and you want the perpendicular, what you're going to do is turn the fraction upside down and change the sign. This one was positive and therefore this one would be negative. Now in doing this, remember that whole numbers can always be expressed as fractions over 1. And so if you had a gradient of 4, m2 would be -1/4.